Well, we could do a crappy reaction video where we just show the whole damn video, you know, and then kind of grunt and moan and occasionally jizz ourselves. We're not going to do that here, but this is a reaction video.
Mainly because my computer can't handle it.
We don't have the technology. We're not bionic. But, no, we just don't do that crap because fuck that shit. But we are going to react to something that everybody's reacting to. Not because
violently.
Violent. Surprisingly, there's backlash against something Marvel put out there.
I mean, to be fair. Woo.
Yeah. So we're talking about Inhumans. The Inhumans trailer finally hit after we got one lame-ass promo, kind of like pseudo-trailer. Yeah. Now, this has been done before. Like, when The Dark Knight was going to come out, they did a promo where you heard Heath Ledger's voice as a Joker for the first time, saying some ominous stuff. But that was really fucking cool. One, because everybody knows who the Joker is, and everybody was waiting to get a feel for the character. So that was awesome. It worked. This right here,
that was a instance where the uncertainty paid off. This one,
yeah,
woo,
yeah. This one didn't work. And look, let's just get some things out of the way first. We're not Marvel haters. We love the fact that comic book movies are getting made. So before anybody puts us in that slot, we're not. Now, I do hate current Marvel comics because, woohoo, they stink.
Woo.
But I love Marvel just as you love Marvel, just as much as we love DC, just as much as we love anything else. If anything, I'm less of a Marvel and DC guy than anything. I love other stuff more than anything. So, we're pretty impartial. We pride ourselves on this channel on being impartial. We don't like to bandwagon unless we actually do agree with it. And
I mean, we gave Ghostbusters a positive review.
Yeah, so that'll tell you something. Yeah. But anyway, we're going to be honest about this, and we kind of have to agree with everybody on this one.
Yeah.
This Inhumans trailer does not look good. And here's the thing, okay, Marvel's... Say what you will about Marvel, where you're pro-Marvel, anti-Marvel, you're just happy that Marvel exists as an entertainment entity. Marvel has a pretty damn good track record. I think we can agree on that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple stinkers.
There's a few stinkers.
Too bad.
You know, everybody pretty much thinks Marvel is God and they've done no wrong, basically. We don't. You know, for example...
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 to us is horrible. We like Iron Man 2, which a lot of people don't like.
Yeah.
I liked Thor 2, which you kind of didn't like, and most people hated. You know, we thought Ant-Man, though cool, was useless. Stuff like that. We're not sucking on the Marvel teat.
We're not going to suck on a teat. If there's some gross milk in that teat, we're going to spit it out.
And this teat is full of gross milk. But look... Before we get off on that metaphor, let me put it this way, okay? Marvel's riding a sweet train right now, you know?
They can make anything.
They pretty much can make anything, and it's foolproof, and that's good. You could say that they're cooking a nice cinematic chocolate cake, okay? And I like chocolate cake. The problem is that this one
tastes like fees. Yeah,
they didn't mix it with milk. They put something else in, you know. There's a fart in that dough.
All right.
That's a horrible metaphor. But the point here is Inhumans. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Were you familiar with Inhumans?
I mean,
honestly,
I could lie to you and say yes. I know they exist, but that's about it.
And see, that's the thing. Here, I think I knew
about Black Bolt.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's basically. If you're a comic fan, you're aware of the Inhumans. It's rare the comic fan that actually knows about them or has read about them. Now, I knew about them. I'm a little bit more old school than you by a decade. So I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have even read them had somebody not given me some material to read. And even then, it wasn't extensive. And the only reason I read it was because Jack Kirby was the creator of them. And, well, that's interesting. That's it. That's all I know. I know that incarnation from like the 70s or whenever the fuck it happened. That's it. You know, and they've come back recently, and Marvel's recent crop of crap.
Yeah,
they're trying to use the Inhumans to replace the X-Men, basically, which doesn't sit well with people. So here you got somebody you don't really know, okay, and people don't really like them at the moment. That's not good. That's not a good form. Now, maybe this is where you're headed. Tell me if I'm wrong here. Guardians.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah,
that worked.
Yeah, that worked.
I mean, look, I know some guy's gonna be the contrarian and be like, I always cared about Guardians. Yeah, I always loved Inhumans. No one cared about Guardians or Inhumans for a long time.
I can tell you honestly that I've only met one person that was a Guardians fan.
They exist.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Come on.
And I'll tell you this: there's more Guardians fans before the movies came out than there was Inhumans fans, and that's a big problem. But it could also be a huge benefit. Look at what it did to Guardians. Guardians, they could have basically done anything, and James Gunn kind of did that. He went in there and he is loyal enough to the comics, but he took his liberties, and they were accepted because it's not a property that everybody's like, oh, dictatorial about. Inhumans, they could have done that, you know, but did they not? Well, it's not
looking great.
It's not look.
It's small. It's a short trailer, but woo.
Yeah. Here's let's just cut it down to this, okay? In terms of loyalty to the material, I mean, I guess they're on the moon. You know, I know they've been established as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so, you know, I guess there's that. But, I mean, that's not loyalty to anything except Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the current MCU universe.
No one watches that either. But
yeah, that's not getting a lot of viewers. But, again, going on my vague memories of the former material, I could tell you this. The first thing that struck me as odd was that there was no Inhumans among the Inhumans. You know, the Inhumans look different. You know, they don't look like humans. Now, the main core team basically looks like humans, but then you got Medusa, whose hair, you know, is living, basically. So we're not going to see that, because she's just got some fake-ass red hair. You know? Yeah.
The costumes are...
Look, Anson Mount is playing Black Bolt, and a lot of people are like, well, he was badass in Hell on Wheels. I can't tell if he was, because I haven't seen Hell on Wheels. But I'm going to take their word for it, because the overwhelming opinion is he was badass in Hell on Wheels. The guy has a lot to go. He has some hurdles to go over, because, one, he can't talk.
Yeah.
And Black Bolt has a mask in the comics.
Yeah.
So he's unmasked. His suit looks fine.
Yeah.
But he's unmasked, so he's just a guy, really, that can't talk. That's a hell of a hill for an actor.
He's got, like, stone face.
Yeah. And here's the thing. The only cool moment I found in the trailer was when they're kind of trying to restrain him, and they hit him. I think it's a cop hits him, and he kind of, you know, groans a little, grunts. And that little grunt sends a car flipping. That's the only cool thing in the trailer. But the thing is, even if he had done that in the comics, he would have blown up like all of Hawaii, which is apparently where they end up for some damn reason. And look, I understand you can't do that in a show if you want it to continue going. You can't have his voice just fucking kill everything every second, you know. So there's got to be restraint. I'm not too critical of that. I know some comic fans were like, "Oh, it would have blown up all of Hawaii." Well, look, man, you can't be having that all the time, you know. So it's a good way to demonstrate the power. That's why it's the only part of the trailer I liked. So let's get to the things we didn't like, which is just about everything.
Yeah.
I think...
Why does it look so cheap?
Yes. Here, I think maybe you'll agree with this a little bit more. How does it look so expensive, yet so cheap at the same time?
Yeah, it's like... They clearly spent money on it, but it all looks like 70s sets.
Yeah, they're obvious sets. All of them.
Not very good ones.
You know, and when they actually come to Hawaii, it's like, somehow that looks like a set. You know, like on the street. It's like, what?
When I was looking at it, I was like, this looks like an ABC show.
Yes, exactly.
And there's something always really distinct about these ABC shows where they just look shitty for some reason. And this kind of just goes into that. And then considering the budget and the fact that it's filmed on IMAX.
Yes.
Like, how the hell does it look so cheap?
Look, they're touting the IMAX thing too. Like okay,
first time ever on IMAX.
First of all, we're gonna see that, except for the people that go see the first 2 episodes in the theater. Everybody else is gonna see these episodes on TV. You know, and even if you got one badass TV, it's not gonna duplicate the IMAX format. You might just get a clearer picture. You know. Your widescreen is going to be massive. That's about it.
It looks like a telenovela, though.
It does, man. That's a big problem, you know. I don't know if it's because of the format or, like just you said, you know, I think IMAX shoots at a higher frame rate. I may be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. Either way, it looks like soap opera quality.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, maybe not that bad, but it looks like they're on sets. It looks like too real.
It's a cheap, ABC show.
Yeah, and here's the thing: we've criticized Marvel before about the I guess aesthetic look of their films. It's pretty monotone. There's no vibrancy or style to it.
The color grading.
Yeah, it's very bland, very drenched of vibrant colors and stuff. Except for Guardians. Guardians looks great, but that's because I'm assuming they're trying to keep a tone that established throughout. Yeah. This one keeps the tone of Shield.
Woo! Yeah,
which doesn't,
exactly.
Yeah, which doesn't look like the Marvel movies.
It's all cheap looking.
Yeah, so I guess we know. I mean, you could say that it looks like the Shield show, which has its fans. We didn't keep up with it because honestly, it didn't. I hear it's getting better, but at this point, who's watching? Not many people.
No one.
And so anyway, let's get back to Inhumans here. So the things look like set. The costumes, to me, look pretty bad. The only one I liked was Black Bolt, and really it could have just been an X-Men costume at that point.
This is like a coat.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so costumes look bad. The effects, I mean, we didn't get to see much except for one. Everybody's loving on this.
Oh yeah, what is up with that?
Yeah, the dog.
CGI dog.
Yep. Now the dog is in fact a part, and I had totally forgot. We talked about this yesterday. I'd totally forgotten he even existed. That's how irrelevant he was to me.
How could you? The Inhumans are beloved.
Yep. Yeah. No shit, huh? But apparently everybody loves Lockjaw now. What the fuck? You didn't even know about Lockjaw. Half of you out there. Come on, or more than half of you out there.
Suddenly everybody's a Lockjaw freaking connoisseur.
Yeah.
What the hell?
They got like tomes of Lockjaw's fucking autobiography, volume 1 through 6, apparently. Look, I had forgotten that he even existed. Okay,
he's a dog.
So he's a dog, and he teleports.
Kind of hippo-like almost.
Yeah. The effect. Let's just talk about the effect.
It's not.
It's not entirely convincing.
It's not terrible, but it's not good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it looks fine.
Yeah.
I'll say this: if the cinematography, if the
look, that's the problem. Is that it's in these like open, super bright areas, and it just looks fake.
Yeah.
Like I've always praised the effects for The Flash.
Right.
They look great, but they always drench them in darkness, and that's why it looks convincing.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna try to last a whole season with a crappy looking dog, freaking light that thing properly at least.
Yeah. And
woo!
The thing, yeah, you're right. It's the surroundings don't pay it any favors. Like if that same effect were put into, say, a movie like Guardians of the Galaxy, it would fit in just fine. But here it's just like, wow, that's
fake ass dog.
That's a fake ass dog. It looks fine, but I can't help but say that's a fake ass dog.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why people are so wild. I think they're just latching on to.
They're trying to find something.
So the one thing that's good in the trailer. I mean, the dog.
It's not good, but I did say after we finished watching, I was like, it's pretty bad when the shitty CGI dog was the best part.
Yeah. So we agree that it's the kind of the best part, but it's not great. No.
Highlight of a turd.
Let's talk about the acting. There wasn't much acting on display, with the exception of the villain Maximus, and he's portrayed by, I can't remember his name, but he played Ramsay Bolton on Game of Thrones, and he was great in that. I mean, he was fantastic in that. You haven't seen it, but I'm sure you can trust my instincts on that. He was great, and I told you when I first showed you the trailer, I think it has to do with his accent, because he's clearly trying to obscure his actual accent. It just doesn't sound genuine.
Yeah, it sounds pretty weird.
So the lines just don't come off as menacing or cool or
just kind of weird.
Nothing.
Not bad, just kind of weird.
Yeah, just kind of like, all right, well,
that's a guy.
That happened. So yeah, and then nobody else gets to act, and then Anson Mount playing Black Bolt can't act. Can't speak.
He's got his face going.
Somebody pointed. I saw a Screen Junkies, I think, review where they pointed out he only has 3 faces. He
really does.
I want to poop. I pooped, and somebody, no, did they hear me poop?
Yeah.
And they're right. I went back and saw it, and sure enough, wow, that's the only faces he has.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. What else can we talk about in this thing? I mean, fuck.
I mean, everybody's talking about the fake punch effect, but really the whole thing's turds. That's like the one of the least.
I was too distracted by everything else being very subpar. So yeah, we know that the guy that was the showrunner for Iron Fist is running this, and Iron Fist came across a lot of kind of fan detraction. They were like, this is not great. Some even went as far as to call it awful, and
there's a lot of fake hate, let's be honest.
I liked Iron Fist. I do see a lot of its flaws. It takes too long to develop. some of the complaints they had were kind of unfounded. Like, oh, this is supposed to be the Iron Fist. He's supposed to be this immortal weapon, and he's getting his ass kicked by this and that person. Well, you know, the story developed that, you know, he wasn't, his journey to Iron Fistum hadn't been completed until the end of the season, kind of like Daredevil.
Yeah, Daredevil
he wasn't Daredevil till
the end.
That being said, there was some stuff that was off about this show, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was just the least good of the 4 Netflix shows.
The least good.
Yeah, that's right, the least good. And, you know, that was my take on it. Whatever. It had its flaws, but overall, I enjoyed it. And, this, however, doesn't look
good.
Doesn't look like I'll enjoy it. But we will give it a shot, and we will see what our reaction is. We're rooting that it's good, but this does not look promising.
No.
Let's just be honest here. It does not look promising at all. So, anyway, let us know what you think about the damn...
We gotta mention that stinger at the end.
Oh, yeah, the dog comes back for a, you know, crowd-pleasing stinger at the end of the...
knee-slapping, laugh-out-loud moment.
Dude, and I've seen reaction videos where people love that. Why? There's nothing cool about that. It's not funny. It's not cool. Whatever. To each their own, though. You know, if you like the trailer, let us know why. Why are we idiots? If you didn't like it, let us know why.
Do you suddenly love the Inhumans?
Yeah.
Because it's out?
Please don't pretend that you knew about the Inhumans. I mean, there's people out there that did, but come on, man. If your knowledge was there, it was minimal at best.
Yeah.
Nobody's read these things forever. But anyway, let us know what's up. If you like this video, hit a like. If you don't, well then don't, I guess. But subscribe, spread it around. That's the word, turds.
What?